as Kokenmeister gets it. So look for her to try and get going early in this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kingurzo will have the throw in.
Yeah, Brittany Weirhold is definitely a very dangerous player. Plus, very well-rounded as well. 5 goals and 3 assists. Second on the team in goals and first on the team in assists. She'll be a big weapon, and Kim Kokenmeister will look to find her scoring boots again. Seneca Kingurzo to throw. Another long throw into the box. This one will be cleared by the Diplomats.
I mean, they try those long throws a lot. They haven't really seemed to work out quite yet. I assume she was looking for Weirhold that time, but came up about 5 yards short.
Cleary on the ball, pressed by Amelia Mounts. And Mounts will recover. Now Midla on the ball. Loses it to Cleary. Once again recovered by Mounts, who's done a very good job in that left back role, which she's fairly new to this season.
Yeah, you can see based on the way she plays that her mentality is that of a forward or a winger, in the way that she's willing to press upfield. You saw Pole push over as Mounts engaged in the attack, but then she's really developed in her positioning and then ability to backtrack as these games have gone on.
Absolutely, yeah. I was early in the season. I was fairly surprised to see her playing because I had only seen her ever play as a winger forward, and she did show a lot of that attacking instinct, but now it seems like she's also improving a lot defensively and doing a very good job. Pushing forward are the Diplomats. Cross cleared by Charlotte Pole. Another cross into the middle, and Regis is all over that. Kovitz will get it on the wing, and she's fouled by Lainey Anderson. Now, yeah, the Garnet are looking to be playing more direct than they usually are today. Those long throws, a few deep balls. We'll see if they kind of calm down and start to move towards like the middle. Oh, good cross. And Kovitz is called for the offside, but a good delivery there by
Pole.
By Charlotte Pole. I'm sorry, I didn't see who took it. It'll be Garashi.
Yeah, I mean, I think they know they have a team here in F&M that perhaps they can outmuscle just a little bit. They've definitely had some issues at the beginning of this conference slate, especially with their scoring. They had a shootout loss to McDaniel, but other than that, they were shut out by Dickinson, only managed 1 goal each.
A shot from outside the box, easily saved by Regis. That was Katie Casita on the shot.
Yeah, sorry, I was just saying.
Oh, and Regis looking to throw it out, fumbles the ball. Good instincts by Moser to recover, but Pole's pass is intercepted. And now the Diplomats are looking to score. And that's Nicolette Runko's shot, blocked once again by Pole. That could have been a very serious mistake for this Garnet early on in the game.
Yeah, you got to minimize just those mental errors, those little slip-ups. They've had a number of those, just some failed clearances, some overly aggressive step-ups from defenders. And
it'll be O'Callahan to cross. No one can clear it. And there's a good shot effort by Emily Adami after a short clearance stayed at the top of the box. Good effort by Chantal Regis to make that save.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a particularly hard shot there, but a lot of bodies at the top of the box.
Kind of hard to see where the shot's going, and it was pretty well placed as well. But already we see midfielder Jacinta Fernandez-Bros starting to warm up. Clearly, Coach Togankaitis is not really happy with how the midfield is starting this game off. It seemed a little chaotic at this point, but I feel that the Garnet can just kind of calm down and relax. They can really take control of this one.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by the choice of Midla to start over the injured Amy Harris. I mean, obviously, Kingurzo and Cairns are sort of given.
There's a through ball. Won by Runco. And Moser will put it out for the corner kick.
Yeah, I might have expected Nikki Gibbons to.
Especially after she scored a 30-yard goal to win the game against Washington College just a couple days ago.
Yeah, exactly. And she's been great as being able to really to play box-to-box for the Garnet. Might have expected to see her start as the holding midfielder.
There'll be another delivery from O'Callahan. And that one seemed to nick off someone's head. It just slipped wide. Looks like the Garnet are having some early troubles with these set pieces. Really kind of the first one, they couldn't really get the ball cleared, and that one just kind of flew across the face of goal. But we'll see if they can kind of get out of this slow start. Ball sent upfield by Regis. Karen's on the ball. Pass intercepted by Adami, who finds Emily Cleary. That's Runco. Good step by Amelia Mounts to intercept that pass. And Kovitz will shoot it upfield. Oh. Kokenmeister will chase that down as Garashi just decides to clear that one. Ball won in the midfield by Maddie Cairns. And now the Garnet are looking to push forward. Once again, cleared out by the Diplomats. That's Riley Hurahan loses it there. Oh, and Cairns' pass is just a little too strong. Intended for Brittany Wiederhold. Now it's O'Callahan. Ball to Adami. Looking to send Runco through, but that ball was won by Moser, and she was able to kick it off the forward. Swarthmore ball for the throw-in.
Garnet seemed to be having some trouble building out of their own end. We've seen, like, the only real way that they've managed to escape is just with the long ball. They're going to need to work on that interlinking play between the midfielders and the back line. Well, as I say, here's a good.
And the through ball attempted by Kokenmeister is intercepted there by Maddie Feeney. But no, I do agree that they haven't seemed quite comfortable in center midfield. I think they're definitely missing Amy Harris, who's been a rock for them these last couple of years, out with a torn ACL. But we'll see that. We'll hope to see some improvement after this early, and it's something you don't really see often from the Garnet. Kovitz really chasing after that one, but couldn't quite get it. You don't really see that from the Garnet. That kind of focusing on booting it up. They're usually very strong in the midfield and in building from the center midfield position, so we'll see if they can kind of fix that early weak spot. That's Teresa Meyer. That's Runco. Looking to send Cleary through, but the referee will call a handball in the Diplomats' favor. And they'll look to take advantage of another set-piece opportunity. Can I have some of this?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, the Garnet have really had some difficulties clearing balls out of the box. And again, just not really used to seeing that. No injury concern on that regards, but usually used to seeing Moser especially being.
And that'll be a shot. Straight into the hands of Regis. Free kick taken by Meg O'Callahan. And Regis has been called into action fairly early today, which you don't see too often. So far, she's been up to the task. And good flick on there by Sydney Kovitz. And the clearance bounces off a Diplomat defender, and that'll be a Swarthmore throw-in. Took a deflection off of Riley Hurahan. And Kingurzo will once again go for that deep throw. Oh, and it missed the defender, but Kokenmeister couldn't quite capitalize on that. And I think that's kind of what the Garnet are looking to do, especially right now from that side. The defense and the keeper have the sun in their face, and that kind of mistake could lead to an opportunity for the Garnet. Header won there by Kingurzo. She'll find Mounts. Back to Kingurzo, but ball is lost in midfield. It's O'Callahan. Ball recovered by Midla. Now Cairns will turn and look for Kokenmeister. And the ball going forward to Wiederhold, but it's cleared out by the Diplomats. Now it's Meyer on the ball. Katie Casita finds Emily Cleary, but the Garnet are now kind of pressing with a lot more intensity, trying to see if they can get the ball back and maybe build a quick opportunity. Recovered by Pole. And now it's Cairns with acres of space. She'll push forward. Finds Kokenmeister, who gets a decent touch, but good job there from Sarah Garashi to come out and grab that ball. And now the Garnet are starting to look a little more comfortable in this one.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Kokenmeister getting her body in the way of her defender and just trying to settle that. Ultimately, a little bit too much on that initial touch, but, you know,
it was a good
start applying the pressure, and eventually something's going to get through.
And Kovitz can't keep that one in, but it's off the Diplomats called by the referee, and it's a Swarthmore throw in. Amelia Mounts to looking for Kovitz, and it seems like the Diplomats are having some issues clearing themselves. They had a couple times where they just missed the ball on the attempted clearances, and Meg O'Callahan has to step with that one and clear it out for a throw in. But Meg O'Callahan we've called her name a lot today. She's had some decent opportunities and some pretty good deliveries on those set pieces. And now it looks like she's dropping back for defensive duties. The ball crossed. Great cross by Amelia Mounts. But a good step from the Diplomat defender to get it. And and that is a absolute missed call after a great job by Sydney Kovitz getting the ball back and putting it in for the cross.
Yeah, I mean, she just had...
Brittany Wiederhold is absolutely taken out by the center back, and the referee does not notice it. Wiederhold can barely walk at this point, and she looks pretty banged up. That is a bad call from the referee.
Yeah, I mean, she there just had her feet completely taken out
from under her. That's a very dangerous play from the Diplomats. And now it'll be a goal kick to be taken by Garashi.
I mean, that's about as easy a call
as you can get, really. But it seems like Wiederhold has shaken off the hit. It looks like she might have just had the wind knocked out of her, but she seems to be moving fine now. Now it's O'Callahan trying to boot it forward, but that ball will just fly wide. And the referee will call a free kick in the Garnet's favor, saying that O'Callahan got a push on the center midfielder. And Moser will look to hit a deep ball in. And that flies over the top of the defense, but Kokenmeister is called offsides by the linesman. And the Garnet are looking definitely a little more settled in this one. Maybe not quite what we usually see from them, but those first few minutes were very rough, and now they seem to be a little more comfortable in this game. As now the Diplomats look to push forward, but the ball is won by Kingurzo, who's really taking control of this midfield. She's won most aerial balls and is doing a great job so far. And now it's number 15, Emily Adami, looks back for her defense. Feeney with a deep ball, but Bronco's not going to be able to run onto that one, and it'll roll out for a Garnet goal kick. I'm still a little bit in shock, to be honest, that was not called a penalty.
I mean, the one thing I will say is I think it was over her head pretty clearly. So I think if the referee decides there that she just doesn't have a play on that ball, then
obviously, but
if she has a play on the ball, it's clearly a foul. But
I feel, however, at that point, the danger of the play and the potential for injury is just an immediate call there. But clearly it wasn't, and now it is a free kick for the Garnet. Midla, nope, I apologize. It will be Pole to take. A deep ball in. Over the top of the defense, and Kim Kokenmeister gets a good touch on it. The ball stays loose. Good fight there by Kokenmeister, but a good job by Garashi to save that. Just that tip could have been enough to get it past the keeper. Great reflexes by Garashi, and now the Diplomats look to counter. It's Nicolette Runko on the ball. Amelia Mounts chasing after her, and just, great recovery speed by Mounts, and a great job to shield it out for a goal kick. That could have been a really dangerous counterattack, and a phenomenal job by Mounts to take care of that one.
Yeah, I mean, initially, I think it was Runko down there on the sideline, had a step on Mounts, and she just stayed with it all the way, eventually running her out the back. But, I mean, going back to that save made by Garashi, I mean, that's pure instinct there.
That was absolute reflex, and it was a great job by Kokenmeister to get behind her defender and just get the foot on it, and to keep fighting for that ball, because it looked like the goalie was about to catch it, and Kokenmeister got a couple good opportunities there, but a lively start there. And once again, a great defensive play by Amelia Mounts, who so far has really stood out to me in this first half. Now it's a Garnet throw in. Kingurzo to Midla. Kingurzo recovers it. And Rosler to Moser, who finds Wiederhold, and a quick pass to Rosler. Rosler's pass is intercepted by Feeney. Now it's Teresa Mayer on the ball. Finds Cleary. Cleary's pass is intercepted by Kovitz, but the return pass, once again, immediately intercepted by Lainey Anderson. And Kovitz will block Lainey Anderson's pass out of bounds. Diplomat throw in. The throw in flicked on, headed out by Pole, as the Diplomats look to move forward right now. Another throw down the sideline, header won by Mounts. Midla tries to bring it down, but the ball is stolen by Runko, and the referee will call a free kick in the Diplomats' favor. I believe he's saying that Midla grabbed Runko as she was running down, and it looks like it will not be Meg O'Callahan this time, and it'll be I believe they're going to attempt a bit of a design play on this free kick. There's O'Callahan, I believe Runko, and Katie Casita, as Runko will once again move back to her position on the edge of the box. Oh no, I think they were just discussing whether she was going to shoot or cross, but now O'Callahan, I believe, is looking to cross this one. She will. Runko will receive it and look to cross. And good job by Maddie Cairns to keep it in and put it out for a throw-in instead of a corner. The Diplomats are still looking to score right now. They haven't really had many opportunities after those first few shots on goal, but they'll be looking to get back into this one.
I will say, Susie Midla has looked just a step slow consistently throughout this game, and that was what led to her holding on to Runko there and setting up the free kick. And you can see it looks like Ruoff. I imagine she will be coming in for Midla, but she just has looked just a little bit off the pace there and giving F&M a chance here inside the Garnet attacking zone.
It's now O'Callahan on the ball. She'll try to flick it forward. And that will be sent out by Pole as now the Garnet look to attack. Sydney Kovitz getting the ball on the wing. There's one-on-one against Anderson, and she'll just try to beat her with some speed. A good delivery into the box. Koskemeister couldn't get the touch she wanted, but the clearance was right back to her. Now it's Wiederhold. And that ball will be cleared out to safety by Izzy Hunter. As now Megan Ruoff will indeed come on for Susanna Midla.
Yeah, Ruoff with 2 goals in recent games.
I believe it's 2 goals in the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, because she scored against Penn State Berks, and then I believe she scored against McDaniel as well. So 2 goals in the last 5 games for her. So she's looked pretty good offensively for the Garnet. Now with the challenge.
Clear on the right wing. Finds Casita attempting the 1-2, but a good job by Pole to chase that one down and get the clearance. This one will be thrown in by Anderson. Kingurzo wins the header, but it goes out of bounds. Now, I remember the first game I commentated this season, the Garnet were struggling a little aerially, but today, Seneca Kingurzo at least is really just all over any aerial ball, which is what I've come to expect from her. And now a free kick will be called in the Garnet's favor. Foul on Megan Ruoff by Emily Cleary. And now that Midla has been taken off, you see Seneca Kingurzo has dropped into a bit of a more holding role, and Ruoff will be playing a little further up with Maddie Cairns.
Yeah, I mean, that's generally what they've been employing when Amy Harris was healthy, having Harris and Cairns up higher with Kingurzo lying a little bit deeper in that midfield. And you see it with her abilities on the ball and also going up for headers.
And the attacker goes by. Louise Rossler, a bit of a mix-up there. Now it's Runko on the ball. Advantage played by the referee. Runko puts a pass into the middle, but there was no one there except for Mounts, who sends it out. Still at the feet of the Diplomats, as O'Callaghan will look for Adami. And a little backheel pass. Cross into the middle. Won by Moser, sent it back out. And finally cleared by Louise Rossler. And I believe we're seeing the Garnet play a little deeper than they usually do. So when they do get these clearances, Kim Kokenmeister is almost always alone. Maybe has Sydney Kovitz for help, but they don't really have a lot of support immediately. Especially when the Diplomats have more prolonged possession and really the midfield is forced to retreat.
Yeah,
especially
earlier in the season where they basically deployed what we describe as a 4-2-4, where
there was a surplus of attackers there.
Where all you really had was, Maddie Cairns and Sydney Kovitz as wingers with basically no defensive duties. And they've abandoned that as the season has gone on.
Ball will be sent up by Reyes. O'Callaghan finds Casita. And Clear will get a nice touch on that, but the ball is won by Ruoff. So Ruoff, on top of the pretty solid offensive performances in the last few games, is also seems willing to put in a cruncher or two right now. Really not shirking on her defensive duties, as now Lulu Wilson will come onto the pitch, replacing Louise Rossler at right back.
Yeah, we don't usually see Wilson come in quite this early in games, but Rossler has definitely looked a little unsteady at times. She's been dribbled
and it looks like she might have blood on her face, or maybe her face is just really red, but I don't know. I just saw something very red on her cheek, and I didn't know if it was flushed or it was blood. Now, Runkel will look to chase that one down and gets into the middle, but Adami's touch is too strong, and it'll be a Garnet goal kick. And now with these subs, Kim Kokenmeister is on the left wing, and Sydney Kovitz looks to be playing center forward, at least for now. Nope. Now Brittany Wiederhold will take over in the middle. And once again, we're seeing a bit of fluidity in attack from the Garnet. Maybe looking to take advantage of the fact that a lot of these deep balls have been bouncing over the heads of the Diplomat defenders. If you can get someone quick to get in behind the defense, that could lead to a one-on-one situation with the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely appreciated the value. I think Wiederhold is better as a true center forward than she is as a winger. That's
Absolutely.
Where she came on, as a substitute last season, scored 7 goals in that campaign.
And the ball is won there by Kovitz. Lost by Feeney as Kovitz is tearing down the wing, looking to get a ball in. And a great tackle there from number 33, Izzy Hunter. And that was a good job by the outside back to chase that ball down and really put in a nice tackle.
Yeah, I mean, you don't very often see somebody running step for step with Sydney Kovitz, but right back doing that.
Yeah, that is something that I found quite surprising. Sydney Kovitz, one of the fastest players on this team, and the header there by Maddie Karen, saved by Garashi. She'll play it quick to Cleary, who finds Runko. Back to Cleary on the 1-2. And you see there, Amelia Mounts was a bit, like at least 10 yards further upfield than the rest of the defensive front. You kind of see the attacking intentions that she has. Is now we'll have a double substitute. Sophia Stills and Lizzie King coming on for Brittany Wiederhold and Kim Kokenmeister, who have definitely had their moments in this one. Kim Kokenmeister had a couple of really nice chances. Brittany Wiederhold should have won a penalty for the Garnet. Obviously, Sophia Stills, who's been very impressive, had an injury early in the season, came back and I think scored in her first game back from injury. So she's been very impressive. And Lizzie King also has made some very intelligent runs this season and had some good opportunities for the Garnet. That ball will be put out by Pole.
Yeah, and Wiederhold's still down there talking to
the trainer.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, when she came up, it looked like she was having trouble with either her back or like her hip.
Good control there by Sophia Stills as she finds Maddie Cairns. And the ball for Kovitz is just a little too strong. Garashi will pick it up easily. And she'll send it deep. Ball won there by Wilson. Throw in for the Diplomats. And now a substitution for the Diplomats is number 22, Sam Springer, will come onto the pitch replacing Teresa Mayer. Teresa Mayer had a couple of pretty nice interceptions and a couple of nice defensive plays in that center midfield that kind of built for some opportunities for the Diplomats. Lulu Wilson there, slow to get up, but back on her feet, and that ball will be run out by Moser for another goal kick. Now, Nikki Gibbons, the freshman center midfielder who's been very impressive this season, is now warming up, getting ready to come on. Probably give a spell to a break to one of the starters and maybe try and see if she can jumpstart something for this offense.
I imagine she'd be coming in for Kingurzo.
Pole's pass, or at least Pole's ball, goes out of bounds as Amelia Mounts was trying to chase that one down. Runko flicks it forward, and Kingurzo will recover that one. Moser bombs it upfield. A beautiful ball. Perfect for Kovitz, who now finds Lizzie King on the right wing. Lizzie King looking to take on her defender, which is Feeney, and puts a good ball into the middle. Sophia Stills drops it off, and a shot by Maddie Cairns. Good job by Garashi with the save.
Yeah, Maddie Cairns has been quite active in this one. She had the driving header, which was saved by Garashi, and now that a little bit of a speculative shot from outside the box, but still not a very easy save there for Garashi, as she had to fall away to hold on to that.
And a great job from Sophia Stills there on the hold-up play. You know, she took that ball in the box, held off the defender well, and was able to leave it off for Cairns to take that shot, as she's looking to make an early impact as a sub.
I mean, she definitely could have tried to hit it first time there, but by holding it up, able to generate a better opportunity for the Garnet.
Stills gets it on the wing. Tries to turn past Anderson, but the ball will be poked out for a Garnet throw. And now it'll be number 4, Nikki Gibbons, coming onto the pitch, replacing Maddie Cairns, who we just said has been very active. Deserves a bit of a breather right now. See if she can create something when she comes back onto the field. Springer back to O'Callahan. And O'Callahan sent a deep ball forward, but no one was there to run onto it. And that'll just go straight to the feet of Regis, who will take her time and send the ball upfield. And once again, headers have been poked backwards a lot by this Diplomat defense. I believe the Garnet, that's something the Garnet really need to take advantage of, because that is unequivocally a mistake. If you have on one of those deep balls, if you have a header poked backwards, you can have someone who's fast, like Lizzie King, Sydney Kovitz, Sophia Stills, run onto it, and they'll be one-on-one, maybe have only one defender to beat, and now Pole will deliver this free kick. So that could be a great opportunity for the Garnet.
That's
a long delivery.
Ball.
Straight into the hands of Garashi, however, who will roll it out again to Cleary. Stills looks to apply some pressure. And that one will just be sent upfield by Hourhan. Nikki Gibbons on the ball. Finds Sophia Stills. Gibbons. Mounts. And they're facing a little bit of pressure from this Diplomat midfield, as Gibbons almost lost it and Mounts almost lost it again, but that was sent upfield well. And once again, another misplaced header, we can say, by Feeney. Really, the back line of the Diplomats haven't shown the best aerial game. That's something that we'll have to take advantage of, whether it be by maybe trying to force some more set pieces, get some corners in, or really just jumping onto those backwards headers. That could be a great opportunity for the Garnet in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the weird thing of they've been able to win the headers, but they just haven't been able to do very much with them.
And Cleary with a very nice move to get past Mounts. Delivers a ball into the middle. And that ball will be headed out by Moser. Good job there by Cleary on the run.
And I really wanted to see Adami commit to the bicycle kick there, but fortunately not.
And another very nice move there by Cleary, and a good ball in for Runkel, but that is blocked by Lulu Wilson. And I believe Cleary's kind of maybe figuring out this situation a little. Amelia Mounts is playing a very aggressive style of defense, and so Cleary on these past couple of plays has just been able to push the ball behind her and just chase it down as Mounts looks to pounce on her. Now it's Regis looking to send the ball upfield once again. Header poked backwards once again by the Diplomats, and Nikki Gibbons will use her body to win that ball back. And a gorgeous ball over the top for Kovitz, who does have bodies in the box. Kovitz looking to cross, and that flies over the heads of everybody as King looks to chase it down. The ball cleared by the Diplomats. It's judged to be a Swarthmore throw-in, as now number 19, Grace Taylor, and Ali Shivi, number 13, will come on for Mounts and Seneca King-Gurzo. Mounts, who started so brightly this game, had a little bit of trouble on those last couple plays. Cleary really had a couple of very nice moves to get past her, and Seneca King-Gurzo just getting a bit of a breather. Long throw once again by the Garnet, as there seemed to be a bit of a miscommunication there from the Diplomats. Now it's number 11, who just came in. That is Delaney Bessel, having replaced number 24, is Emily Cleary. Covets on the ball. Takes on O'Callahan and beats her with ease. Covets finds Grace Taylor. And a nice ball to Ali Shivi. And no one is able to get on the other end of that one, as Izzy Hunter will recover it on the left side of the pitch. Once again, Sydney Covets with her almost unending amount of stamina, able to chase that one down and win a throw-in for the Garnet. Garnet definitely starting to look more comfortable in attack now. Had a couple of very nice passages, some very nice balls. Nikki Gibbons with a couple of very, very, very good passes. Now they just need to get that shot. That final cross is just lacking a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great overlapping run there from Ali Shivi, and then the cross. Really, somebody should have been on the other end of that. It was
shot there by Gibbons. Easy save for Garashi. But once again, this idea of holding up and then laying off seems to be working and creating opportunities for the Garnet, as there Grace Taylor held off a couple of defenders and just dropped it off for Gibbons to take the shot. And as we saw last game, Nikki Gibbons can score from 30 yards out, so why not take that kind of shot every once in a while, see what comes of it. Another deep ball by Reyes and a forward header for the Diplomats. That is a surprise, and Charlotte Pohl judged to have pushed Runko a little bit there. Free kick for the Diplomats. Azil will have number 13 Sarah Marson waiting to come on for them. O'Callahan to deliver. Deep ball in, and header won there by Pohl. Bomb it upfield, but recovered by O'Callahan. But that ball is won by Nikki Gibbons, who's been all action today as a sub, and a great ball there for Stills. And the good tackle put in by Anderson. No call from the referee. I don't think that was a foul.
Yeah, I agree. That was...
And that one seemed to have been Ali Shivi grabbing onto her leg there after she was brought down by Sarah Marson. Ali Shivi in just a little bit of pain there. Looks to walk it off. And Nikki Gibbons put in I'll say delightful pass for Sophia Stills there. That was inch perfect past the defender and onto the feet of Stills, as the Diplomat center back, I believe that was Riley Hourahan, put her hands on Stills and gave her a bit of a push, and this is a dangerous free kick for the Garnet. I wonder, looks like they might look to cross from this distance, as Eleanor Moser's pulling up into the final third. Maybe see if she can get a head on it. Eleanor Moser now has 1 goal on the season from a set piece, I believe.
Yeah.
And it will be Megan Ruoff to take this one for Diplomats in the wall. Ruoff will shoot it. And a decent shot there, saved by Garashi on the ground. And I believe Garashi may have overjudged it and had to kind of come back for it. I'm not sure exactly, but it was a good shot there by Ruoff. I'm kind of surprised. Once again, I might just be assuming that because she scored one 30-yard goal, she can score every 30-yard goal. But I thought Nikki Gibbons might have wanted to take that one. And once again, another push called on the Diplomats. This time it's Feeney, and another free kick for the Garnet.
Yeah, I think Ruoff has generally been the one to take, when she's on the field, those set pieces. She does have a good leg. So, yeah, I mean, even though Gibbons had that one, obviously amazing goal, I think Ruoff is the more consistent, or at least has been.
All right. And, yeah, just looking at the replay of that free kick, Garashi kind of overjudged where that ball was going and went too far left, had to re-dive. That may have been a very dangerous opportunity. And this good delivery there from Ruoff. And that one will fly by everyone and go out for a Diplomat goal kick. Number 13, Sarah Marson, finally coming onto the pitch for number 15, Emily Adami. And I do apologize. The foul on Ali Shivi earlier was not by Marcin, as she only just got subbed in. It was by number 11, Delaney Bessel.
And I think they were looking for Gibbons there in the box. Looked like she had an opportunity to flick that ball on frame and appeared unhappy with herself there after the fact for not doing better on that set piece.
Shivi tearing down the left wing, had 3 defenders, good delivery, but cleared out by Hunter as the Garnet will recover it still in the final third. Oh, and Sophia Stills is by herself! And her shot is saved by Garashi. A great ball there from Grace Taylor. I believe Taylor had at least 3 or 4 defenders on her, and Sophia Stills was all alone. Great vision and execution there, but Sophia Stills couldn't get it past Garashi, who so far has been very strong for the Diplomats today. It will be a corner kick for the Garnet. I believe their first one of the game.
Yeah. I mean, Garashi there timing it perfectly, and Stills just... She had gone just a tad earlier, might have been able to get that over Garashi with enough space, but at that point Garashi had closed
that angle down, and she did a very good job there. Delivery into the middle, and that one will not even be in play, and it'll be a goal kick for the Diplomats. Great opportunity there for the Garnet, and now they do seem to be a little more firmly entrenched in this game. I believe maybe some of those maybe some of the starters for today weren't performing quite as they wanted to, and now with the energy injected by Gibbons and Stills on offense, we're looking very strong and should look to score before the half. Oh no, there's only 3 minutes left in the half. Hopefully the Garnet could go into the half with a lead, but I believe just the momentum that this has built has been good enough for them. And now it's Springer on the ball, chased down by Gibbons. Gibbons playing very physically today. That ball will be pushed out by Ali Shivi. Springer's ball pushed out by Pole, and Shivi will look to send it upfield. Finds Stills. Stills has King running down the wing, and it's a great ball there by Sophia Stills. Lizzie King with a bit of a strong touch. Still has it. Oh, good job there by Lizzie King, and she gets the shot off, but that is into the hands of Garashi. It looked like King was going to lose it, and she just kept fighting. Great job, and a great delivery by Stills. I believe she's once again just kind of holding the defender off with her body, gets a good turn, and makes a lovely pass.
I think
Lainey Anderson is on the ground for the Diplomats. They will put that out. She seems to be hurt. I believe it was on the contact of the tackle with Lizzie King. She seems to be in a bit of pain there. Can't put too much weight on her left foot. And it'll be number 9 coming on to replace her. That is Ryan O'Rourke.
And I think King somehow managed to survive 3 tackles there, and so every time it looked like the ball would get away from her, but somehow just stayed right near her feet.
She did have a couple of players in the center midfield with her, but wasn't able to find them. Decided to go for the shot. And
she had a pretty good look at goal there. Just wrapped her foot around it too much and brought it back
into the middle right at Garashi. Now it's Stills with the ball in the corner. Another good turn by Sophia Stills, but the ball is recovered by the Diplomats, whose clearance not a good one, and it'll be another throw in for the Garnet with just over a minute left. Maybe they can manufacture one last opportunity before the half, as Gibbons will look to throw it in deep again, and that went straight to the feet of Stills, who attempted to go for it first time. Maybe had time to take a touch, and now Gibbons will finally take a short throw. Gibbons gets past her defender very well and puts a ball into the box, cleared by O'Callahan, and then a foul called on Sydney Covitz there, who crashed into O'Callahan right after the clearance. Good job there by Gibbons to get a pretty solid cross off there with a couple defenders around her. And it looks like we might go into halftime with a 0-0 game. And another free kick, foul, I believe, by Grace Taylor. It will be number 20, Riley Hoorhen, to take it. She throws it, sends it deep. And that will be the half. Your score at halftime, 0-0. The Swarthmore Garnet, I believe, started a little shakily, did not seem comfortable, but really kind of improved quickly and were able to adapt to the game. A couple of smart substitutions by Todd and Kaitis really changed the dynamic of the game, and the Garnet seemed to be building momentum going into this second half. What do you look to see from the Garnet going on in this one?
So definitely the biggest thing for me at the beginning was that they just couldn't link passes together in their midfield. And then once they brought on Gibbons, they were able to. So, I think the biggest thing is just trying to build more consistently out of their own end. Don't need to force it over the top so much. That's what they were trying to do at the beginning. I also want to see Sydney Kovitz get going just a little bit more. She's been active up and down the wings, but it looks like her defenders have pretty consistently been able to stay hit with her, which is not something that you see very often.
Agreed.
And I just like to see her take a little bit more advantage of space and them try to get, in general, their wingers going, and Wiederhold on the other side as well, or whoever is out there on the right, just try to build play from out wide.
Right, perfect. So the final score at halftime, Swarthmore 0, Franklin and Marshall 0. We'll take a quick break and be back with you for the second half. Welcome back, Garnet fans, as we await the kickoff of the second half of this Garnet weekend matchup between the Swarthmore College Garnet and the Franklin and Marshall Diplomats. Unfortunately, my co-commentator Jacob Brady had to leave to work the volleyball game that is going on right now, so for the second half, it will be just me commentating in this one. Very weak start. First 5 minutes for the Garnet kind of could not build very well from the midfield. We're resorting to a lot of long balls, and it left a bit of the game actually more balanced, because I do believe that the Garnet are a better team than the Franklin and Marshall Diplomats. So at one point we both had 3 shots on target, and then the rest of the way the Garnet began to dominate, and as you can see now, they have 11 shots as opposed to the 4 shots that the Diplomats have, and hopefully the Garnet will look to build on that momentum right now. Sophia Stills will put a ball into the middle, and the shot by Lizzie King is just barely pushed over by Sarah Garashi, who has been very impressive. That is her second very strong instinctive save of the game. Earlier, a beautiful ball over the top to Kim Kokenmeister was just that she just poked a little over the head of Garashi, and somehow the goalkeeper was able to get her hands on that one. This is a second save of that type, and it leads to a corner for the Garnet. And a delivery by Kovitz, and is jumbled around in the box, and that will be grabbed by Garashi. I believe the Garnet had a similar corner technique that we saw in one of the men's game used against the men, in which all of the players were crowding the line, and that caused a lot of trouble for our men's Garnet soccer team, and it did cause a bit of trouble for these Diplomats, as that ball was going to Sophia Stills, tried to get a foot on it, couldn't quite, and now it'll be punted away by Garashi. So you see there our Garnet lifting a little bit from other teams' game film. Very interesting corner tactic that we just saw. And Ali Shivi overplays that ball a little bit. And it is now Emily Adami passing it to Katie Casita. Now it's Adami forward, and that ball will be cleared out by Ali Shivi. And a good tackle there by Maddie Cairns on number 27, Teresa Mayer. And now the Garnet will push forward. Sydney Kovitz, who's been maybe a little more quiet than usual, but still has had some great plays, gives it off to Grace Taylor, who will look to cross. That cross is blocked by Hunter, but Taylor still has it and is able to get around Hunter. Passes it across, and Maddie Cairns' shot is right into the hands of Garashi. The Swarthmore Garnet are coming into this half playing very strong. Looking to get that first goal of the game almost immediately. 2 early chances for the Garnet. Very, very fast start to this second half. And just so we know, this half, the starters are Amelia Mounts is back on the left side of the defense after being subbed off. Ali Shivi is replacing Louise Rossler to start off the second half on the right side. Kin Gurzo is back in, and Grace Taylor is now starting in the second half. Sophia Stills and Lizzie King will remain in the game after Kim Kokenmeister was subbed off earlier, had a couple of good opportunities, and Brittany Wiederhold was subbed off, had some difficulties, a bit hurt, took a very strong challenge early in the game. Once again, a bad call by the referee not to give that penalty, and now we'll see how this game continues, as now it's Runco pushing forward. Runco on the ball. Still Runco. She'll try to cross it. The cross is blocked by Kin Gurzo. And Amelia Mounts' clearance bounces once again off of Runco for a Garnet goal kick. Chantal Regis will take this one. She was called into action early on in the game, had to make one really good save, and then a couple shots that went straight into her hands. Since then, it's been a little quiet, given that the Garnet have begun to dominate this game a little more. But I'm confident that if she's calling this action once again, she will produce the goods as she so often does. That free kick delivered to Sydney Kovitz. Now it's Maddie Cairns back to Mounts. And you see now the Garnet building a lot more on the ground instead of just playing these long balls like they were in the very beginning of the match. King Gurzo will look back to find Eleanor Moser, and she will look way upfield. Oh, perfect ball delivered to the feet of Sophia Stills, and her pass was just a little soft and was cleared out by, I believe, Izzy Hunter for a Garnet throw-in. Sophia Stills has been very impressive today, particularly in her hold-up play. She's been able to receive the ball, hold off her defender, turn and get some very good passes. Very impressive start. A very impressive performance so far from the forward. And that long throw goes to Stills, who couldn't control it, and Garashi was able to get her hands on it before that produced any more trouble for the Diplomats. Garashi will send it deep once again. Ball pushed forward by King Gurzo, but recovered by Casita, who finds Runko, who had dropped back a little deep. And now it is Emily Cleary with the ball, finds Runko again. Back to Cleary, who'll give it to Casita in the midfield. Number 31, Anna Coleman, who started this second half, did not play in the first, lost the ball there. Covets with a nice ball to Lizzie King. Lizzie King will look to cut back, but that is sent out of bounds for another Garnet corner by number 20, Riley Hourahan. And a far better start to the half that right now for the Garnet than the last half. They did seem a little uneasy in the beginning, a little uncomfortable. Some smart substitutions kind of changed the tide a little bit, changed the dynamic of the game, and a short corner taken this time seemed to be a design play as King Gurzo tried to flick it on for Cairns, but that was cleared out, and it will be a Garnet throw-in. Deep throw there by King Gurzo. I believe King tried to flick that forward, but straight into the hands of Garashi. As Meg O'Callahan already warming up to get in there. She played the entire first half and I believe had a very strong performance. It was pretty solid defensively, delivered some good balls on free kicks, and had a couple of shots as the referee calls a free kick in the Garnet's favor. And she'll look to come on soon. And the Garnet really have to be confident of their chances right now. They've been playing very well for the last 40 or so minutes and have been knocking on Garashi's door all day. This could be 2 or 3-0 if it weren't for some spectacular saves by the Diplomat goalie, as she goes out looking to punch and is able to get it just out, and the linesman has judged Lizzie King to have pushed that out of bounds. It looked like Emily Adami had pushed it out, but it will be judged to be a throw-in for the Diplomats as number 31, Anna Coleman, makes way for Meg O'Callahan. Anna Coleman only playing a few minutes before coming off the pitch. This gave Meg O'Callahan the breather she needed. Header one there by none other than Seneca King Gurzo, but it'll go out for another Diplomat throw-in. And King Gurzo will head it backwards. Good job Chase tracking back to get that one from Maddie Cairns, because Teresa Mayer would have had a lot of space to run if she had been able to reach that ball. And Ali Shivi will push forward now, trying to jumpstart something on offense. Good tackle there from Hunter. Ali Shivi now has to track back. So there's a little space on that left wing for the Diplomats. But Maddie Cairns, once again, good job. She's been very active in this game. She had a couple of decent shots, some very good passes, and a lot of defensive effort in the center midfield in the first half. She came off for, I believe it was Nikki Gibbons, and Nikki Gibbons also very impressive, but Maddie Cairns is having a hell of a game. That foul was called after the pull on the shirt. I believe Ali Shivi got fouled there, and I think Eleanor Moser will just look to get rid of it. Never mind. I jinxed it. Short pass to Chantal Regis. Back to Moser. And that pass kind of scuffed it a little bit from Shivin. The Diplomats have recovered the ball. Hunter to Feeney. It's O'Callahan, and she tried to send it forward, but Eleanor Moser will look to clear to the feet of Kin Gurzo. Now Grace Taylor is being pressured. Good job to escape the pressure there. Ali Shivi finds Lizzie King, who tried to turn there, but good job there. And she looks to push it forward for Sophia Stills, but it just drifts wide and will go out for another Diplomat throw-in. The throw down the wing, header won by Mayer. Now it's Adami on the ball. Adami gets past Kin Gurzo there and sprints down the wing. Doesn't really have much support, and Kin Gurzo is able to find Mayer. Mayer with a nice little move. The Diplomats were looking pretty nice there until Maddie Cairns came in with a huge step and is now tearing down the midfield. Sends a through ball looking for Lizzie King, and that ball will be kicked out by Sarah Gurashi as they did collide, and that'll be another free kick for the Diplomats. Bit of a collision there from Lizzie King chasing down that pass, but no bad intentions on that play. Gurashi will look to... She'll play it short. Finds Runko. And that ball just kind of floated through the midfield. Kin Gurzo recovered it and looks to find Sophia Stills. Sophia Stills tries to get a pass in. Gets it past two defenders, but once again, Gurashi comes out very strongly and picks up that ball. It looked like she might have... There was a possibility for collision there. That was a brave effort from the keeper to go get that one. A good delivery by Sophia Stills. Almost was able to reach Lizzie King. It'll be a throw-in for the Diplomats now. Runko to... Referee tells her to back up a little bit. She'll look to throw... Looks like she'll try to throw it pretty far there. Header won by Mounts. Another throw for the Diplomats. And that throw will fly over the heads of everybody and safely into the hands of Chantal Reyes. Reyes will roll it out there. Oh, I also did not mention, I apologize. Looks like it's now number 23, Emma Tapp playing center back. Charlotte Pohl made way for her. And that ball will be pushed out for a corner kick. I apologize. Must have missed Tapp there as I was counting the starters for this second half. O'Callahan will take this one. Delivery into the box, headed forward, but blocked by Maddie Cairns, who finds Sophia Stills on the wing. Sophia Stills dueling with Feeney, and the throw-in called for the Garnet. Feeney thought it was in her favor. Now Ali Shivi will take this one on. Shivi throws it forward, headed by O'Callahan. Back to Shivi, who finds King in the middle of the field. King is able to turn, and her pass just a little bit too strong for Cairns, who is running onto it. But the Diplomats lose the ball again, and now it's Sydney Covitz looking to take them on. Good delivery there for Sophia Stills, and a great turn by the forward. Good job by number 20, Hourahan, to poke that one out. And now the ball will roll out for a Swarthmore throw-in. That could have been a very dangerous opportunity for the Garnet there. Good job by Sophia Stills getting control of that and turning very well. Just couldn't get it to one of her teammates. Amelia Mounts finds Cairns with her throw. Cairns looking to dribble between the two, instead slips, and now the Diplomats will look to break. Mayer finds O'Callahan, And good job by the Garnet to kind of slow that breakaway down. Mayer had a lot of space that she could have taken and she chose not to. O'Callaghan now, her pass poked away by Ali Shivi. But Sydney Kovitz loses it there, and O'Callaghan will look to deliver a over-the-top ball. Shot by Ryan O'Rourke, but off target, and Chantal Reyes will go to take that goal kick. Substitution for the Diplomats, number 16, Haley Barge is coming on for Ryan O'Rourke in an attempt to maybe jumpstart this Diplomat attack, who've only had 5 shots so far in the game. That goal kick headed out by Meg O'Callaghan. Throw to Cairns. Cairns looking to get past the defender, but couldn't. Good recovery by O'Callaghan, but her pass straight into the feet of Grace Taylor. Good turn. Grace Taylor showing some niftiness there as she is fouled, brought down by Emily Adami, but a good job there by Grace Taylor to get past her defenders and force the foul. Great movement. Grace Taylor, a bit of a Swiss Army knife for this team. I've seen her play forward, winger, center midfielder. Not sure if I've seen her play in defense, but she seems like she can really do it all for this team and is a really important piece of Todd and Kaitis' squad. Ball delivered there by Moser. Header won by Sophia Stills, poked forward, and Lizzie King, I'm not sure if she was able to get the contact she wanted there as it just kind of dribbled over into the hands of Garashi, but a great opportunity once again. Swarthmore still looking for that elusive first goal here in this Centennial Conference matchup. Sydney Kovitz finds it to Cairns, who's now gives it to Grace Taylor. Taylor to Shivi. Shivi's facing some pressure, loses the ball. It's now Mayer on it. Mayer running down, but King Gurzo hounding her. Pass to Adami, and Adami can't corral it. That'll be a throw-in for the Garnet. Ball cleared by Moser. Kovitz with the recovery. And the Garnet will look to push forward. Lizzie King on the ball. Finds Mounts. Mounts, you see, embracing that attacking side of hers a little more. The ball went to Taylor, but couldn't find Stills. And that clearance will bounce forward, kind of stay in the midfield. O'Callaghan was looking for someone to run onto a deep ball. No one really went for it. And Moser now finds Taylor. Shivi under pressure. Adami a little slow to get up there, but she seems to be fine. And it will be a throw-in for the Diplomats. Ball won there by Emma Tapp as Haley Barge looked to move forward. Couldn't quite. Oh, and a good flick on by Lizzie King looking for Sophia Stills. And Feeney couldn't quite get... Oh. Feeney had won the position on Stills, but Stills did a very good job of just chasing her down and fighting for that ball. But her pass looking for Lizzie King was just a little off and goes into the hands of Garashi. Kovitz on the ball. As Sophia Stills with an ambitious effort on a good run. That ball will be a goal kick, but Kovitz, good job of looping that ball over the defense, and Sophia Stills just couldn't quite put it where she wanted to. But a very good effort by Sydney Kovitz to manufacture an opportunity for the Garnet. Garashi will send it deep. Flick on by Cleary, but King Gurzo is all over it. Oh, good job by Barge to win the ball back, but Mounts puts a stop to that, and the ball will go back to Chantal Reyes. Emma Tapp on the ball. Pushes it forward to Cairns. who has Mounts there for support. Mounts looking for King, but a good step by Houlihan. Houlihan pushing forward. Have not seen this from her all game, but she's taking her space and taking it well as she pushes further towards the left wing. Finds Adami, and Adami had Houlihan running for the overlap, but great tackles from Ali Shivi to recover the ball. And then she is fouled, I believe, for the third or fourth time from Adami. At this point, Adami's had quite a few fouls in this game. Most of them on Ali Shivi in this half. Could be looking at a caution from the referee if she keeps it up. A great ball for Sophia Stills, who was running onto it, but her cross is cleared by Runko. And now it's Adami on the ball. Adami facing pressure from Shivi, who forced her out of bounds for a Garnet throw-in, but that is won back by the Diplomats. And Callahan will just bomb it upfield as Barge pressures Moser. And now it'll be a throw-in for the Diplomats. Emily Adami just subbed off, and replacing her is number 13, Sarah Marson, the sophomore. O'Callahan has space, looks to put a ball into the middle, and it's too strong. Chantal Regis will just watch that one roll out of bounds. Now we have Kim Kokenmeister warming up on the sideline. A very strong first half for Kim. She had a couple of opportunities, did very well to sneak past her defender on one and try to poke it over Garashi, but a great save from the keeper. Hopefully she can jumpstart this offense and produce the first goal. There's under 25 minutes left in the match, or at least in regulation of the match. We will then go into a golden goal overtime if the score stays as is. Now it's Maddie Cairns. Great job turning past two defenders. Sophia Stills with a lovely backheel pass to Lizzie King, and Lizzie King is alone against the keeper. And a spectacular save with her feet from Sarah Garashi, who has been nothing short of life-saving for this Diplomat team today. A beautiful, beautiful backheel ball from Sophia Stills. I literally have goosebumps. And Lizzie King tried to push it forward in again, and it was cleared out for a Swarthmore throw-in. Ball still in the box, finally cleared away as Mayer tries to chase it down, facing pressure from King Gurzo. King Gurzo trying to win the ball back. It's a throw-in for the Garnet. And really, Garashi has to be upset at her defense because she seems like she's doing all the heavy lifting in this game. Referee calls a foul on Mayer. It will be a free kick for the Garnet. And he tells Mayer to calm down. Mayer exchanging words with the referee, pleading her case. Seems like nothing will come of it, just having a chat about the foul. Eleanor Moser will deliver this one as Shivi makes a run down the wing. Moser elects to cross the ball into the box. A beautiful ball. Flicked on by Sophia Stills for Swarthmore College's first goal of the match. Goal for Swarthmore. I apologize for that. I'm a little bit sick, so I couldn't shout to the best of my abilities, but a great ball from Eleanor Moser. Sophia Stills wide open by herself in the box, and she's just able to flick it over the outstretched hands of Sarah Garashi. Everyone knew this goal was coming as the Garnet take a 1-0 lead in this game. They have a little chat, and we will now start the kickoff. I apologize. Sophia Stills was not open, but she won the position on her defender and was just able to get her head on the ball perfectly. There was nothing really Garashi could do there. She was a little off her line. If she had been on the line at the moment, that probably would have been safe, but instead it is a goal for the Swarthmore College Garnet, as now Kim Kokenmeister replaces Lizzie King.
for Swarthmore, number 25, Kim Kokenmeister.
And we're still waiting here for action to resume. I'm not quite sure what is happening. The referee having a couple words with the Swarthmore sideline. I think it was telling the substitutes to back off as the linesman had his path blocked. Cleary now on the ball. And I just have to say, once again, a beautiful set piece for the Garnet. Sophia Stills, who's been using her body so intelligently to shield from defenders in this one, just spectacular job. And she just delivered a lovely ball to Kim Kokenmeister, but it was recovered by Houlihan. And I mean, that inch-perfect delivery from Eleanor Moser, that's something that's very underrated because, I mean, Jacob and myself, we always talk about how strong a defender Moser is and how dominant she is aerially, but her long balls on those set pieces are nothing short of magnificent, and we just saw that punish this Diplomat defense. Shivi to throw it in. Look to play backwards, and a long ball pushed forward by Moser, who is looking for Stills, and it just hit Stills on the back of the head. Throw in for the Diplomats, as now Sam Springer will replace Teresa Mayer, who had committed the foul for that first Garnet goal. O'Callahan tries to push it forward. Ball won by Shivi, and she'll look to get it to Kokenmeister. Kokenmeister gets it away from Houlihan and looks to pass it into the middle. No one was really there. She should have had more support there, and Cleary recovered the ball. And now another free kick called in the Garnet's favor. I believe what happened was Maddie Cairns put in a good tackle, and then Cleary fouled her right after. I'm not quite sure what the referee saw there, but Moser will take this one again. Garnet looked to build their lead. You know, a 1-0 advantage is not much. Another good ball, another header by Sophia Stills, and this one will go into the hands of Sarah Garashi. Garashi may have been a little off in positioning on that free kick. However, it does not take away from the other spectacular plays that she's made in this game. I mean, this could easily be 4, even 5-0 if the Garnet had gotten past Garashi. And, I mean, if we had won that penalty in the first half. And, another great turn by Sophia Stills. And she's taken down by Houlihan. Sophia Stills is really making this Diplomat defense look silly today. However, to be fair, I think that was a good tackle from Houlihan. And should not have been called a free kick, but the referee saw an infraction from the Diplomats there. And a great ball there under pressure. Beautiful turn from Sophia Stills. And she was just brought down there. I'm trying to see. Never mind. It doesn't look like Houlihan got the ball there in my instant replay. It's a bit blurry, the image, but never mind. I do think that's a good call. Delivery into the box. I'm not sure if that was a cross or a shot, but it's still in there. And Garashi will get the ball. Offside anyways was called, but that delivery, I believe it was Emma Tapp. Very, very dangerous. Almost a second goal for the Garnet. I'm not quite sure if she was intending for that to be a shot, but another great opportunity in this one. And the Garnet are really in control of this match. I mean, it's not the best scoreline. You would like to see more than one goal scored just for the safety of the result. But, I mean, the Diplomats haven't had a shot in about 10 or 15 minutes. But Barge has made a couple of decent runs and is looked to get past Moser. Got past her the first time, but Moser with a great recovery tackle. Her clearance was blocked, however, and now it's still Diplomat ball. Just as I was saying that they weren't really showing anything offensively, they seem to be pushing towards the goal, and Ali Shivi's on the ground, clutching her knees as the referee calls for stoppage in the clock. And Shivi seems to be in a lot of pain there. I'm not quite sure what happened, but any injury would be devastating for this Swarthmore College Garnet. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Callahan made a back heel pass, and I couldn't quite see. The camera was in motion, but Shivi's still in a lot of pain there, still on the ground, as Louise Rossler is warming up, still in her team jacket, preventing herself from getting too cold, but she'll be warming up and maybe looking to come on. Shivi still hasn't moved. This does not look great. This, on another note, I have to applaud the entire Garnet team for just kind of coming back from that rough start. You know, sometimes a team starts poorly and they kind of get themselves in. I mean, they didn't concede or anything, but they start off poorly and don't really bounce back from it, and that could lead to a very rough performance. But after a couple of substitutions from Coach Ankaitis, they really retook control of this game and have really dominated for the rest of the way. It's been really solid performances from everyone. Charlotte Pohl was very solid in the first half alongside Eleanor Moser, who is, always spectacular. Amelia Mounts had a couple of plays where she was beaten by Cleary, but outside of that has also been amazing at the left back position. Chantal Reyes called into action early, but since then has been kind of relaxing in this one. And Ali Shivi, before coming down with this injury, as she finally stands up with the help from the trainers, has also been rock solid at right back and left back when she came on in the first half. She will be helped off by the Swarthmore training staff. And also just looking at the midfield, Seneca Kingurzo has been battling all day long. Maddie Cairns has been particularly strong. And really this Garnet team was able to bounce back and has dominated this match. They haven't been able to get the goals that they want and deserve, just given this performance. And that's all thanks to Sarah Garashi, who has been a rock at goalkeeper, made 2 amazing instinctual saves, and then just put her foot out and stopped Lizzie King on a one-on-one. The second one-on-one that she won the battle, basically making the save. But this Garnet is looking to expand on their lead now as play resumes. Ali Shivi subbed off for Louise Rossler. Now it's Maddie Cairns. Cairns looking to find feet there and looking for Covets, just overplays it a little bit. Anderson wins it back. But, the Diplomats are having almost trouble possessing the ball for more than a few passes, as the Garnet midfield is just kind of swarming around them. And now a free kick will be called for the Garnet. I'm not quite sure what the referee saw there, but good job by this midfield, who had a very rough start, as Jacob and I had been saying in the first half. The Garnet early on had been looking just only long balls to get forward and attack, and were not really able to build from midfield. And now they're showing a lot more balance as Kim looks for her goal, and she's able to get it past Garashi, but a great tackle by Feeney pushes it out for a corner kick. Feeney is a little slow to stand up and does seem to have taken a bit of a hit there, but another great play. Eleanor Moser with a nice long ball from a set piece. Never mind. I apologize. She played it short and then sent it long. Corner in. Moser tried to hit it. Still in the box and finally cleared away by Springer. But the Garnet recover. So just looking back on that play, a beautiful flicked on header by Sophia Stills, who's been once again just so impressive, whether she's out on the wing or in the center, and just a great job by Feeney to get on that ball. Kingurzo wins it and tries to find Kokenmeister. Maddie Cairns will shoot ambitiously. That will fly wide. But the Garnet are really strutting their stuff at this moment. And, I mean, I would be surprised if the Garnet didn't end with at least one more goal in this game, as Emily Adami will replace number 13, Sam Marson. I mean, at the moment, the Garnet have 23 shots to the Diplomats' 5, 4 of which came in the first half. This second half has just been absolutely dominant and run by the Garnet, and Sophia Stills looking there for Grace Taylor instead. It'll be blocked by number 3, Maddie Feeney, and that will go for a Garnet throw-in. Louise Rossler looks for Grace Taylor, who just can't get a hold of that one, and it will go out for a Diplomat goal kick. Sarah Garashi to take. Garashi sends it long. Header won by Cairns. O'Callaghan puts it high in the air. And the headers are won by position won by Swarthmore, but another clearance from O'Callaghan there. Maddie Cairns on the ball. Looking for Grace Taylor. Couldn't get it to her, as the ball will be pushed out and into the feet of Louise Rossler. Rossler looking for support, finds Kokenmeister, but that will be pushed out for a Garnet throw-in by number 33, Izzy Hunter. Grace Taylor playing a little bit higher up now, almost like a fourth forward, surrounded by Diplomats, but finds Cairns. Cairns on the ball, tried to get it to Kovitz, but Cleary was able to get a foot on it. Anderson shielding away from Kovitz, but the ball stays in play. And it'll go to the feet of Cairns. Now Kovitz on the ball. Double teamed there by defenders, but was able to get it out. And Maddie Cairns was able to draw the foul from Emily Cleary there. Another free kick for the Garnet. This time it will be Emma Tapp to take it, as number 24, Samantha Barnes, is waiting at half field to come onto the pitch. Probably after this free kick on the next dead ball, she'll come on. Tap with the delivery. Headed out well by Feeney. Put back into the box by Kingurzo. And a free kick won there for the Garnet in a very dangerous position. I believe we will look to shoot on this one. It's the kind of, I mean, any free kick specialist dreams of having a free kick in this exact position. And it will be Maddie Cairns to take it, as she asked for her 10 yards. I'm not quite sure if the referee should have called that foul, as Sophia Stills did receive it in the box with plenty of space. Wasn't quite able to get control of it, so it probably was the right call, as Cairns will shoot this one over the wall, but just over the goal. That looked like it may have been going in, but she just couldn't get it to dip enough after putting it over the wall. As now Sam Barnes will come onto the pitch, replacing number 20, Sophia Stills, who has been nothing short of elite today. I mean, her hold-up play has been spectacular. The way she turns around her defenders, because a lot of times players can hold the ball well, and then when it comes to turning, the defenders just win it every time. But Sophia Stills won almost every battle she had. She scored a beautiful goal, and Samantha Barnes was able to get that to Kokenmeister, who just pushes it off target. But back to Sophia Stills. She has delivered beautiful passes, made incredible runs. I mean, to me, she's probably this team's MVP for this game. Truly a spectacular performance from Sophia Stills. I mean, she may come back on. Only 10 minutes left. It's likely that she doesn't.
The game for Franklin Marshall, number 27, Teresa Meyer, and number 31, Anna Coleman.
As now there's a double substitution for the Diplomats. Number 27, Teresa Meyer, and 31, Anna Coleman coming back onto the field, replacing Emily Cleary and number 17, Katie Caseta. Sam Barnes lost the ball there, but wins it back. Mounts looks to switch O'Callahan gets a foot to it, but it's going to roll out for a Swarthmore throw-in regardless. As Rossler drops the ball off for Kingurzo to throw. They'll look to throw it deep into the box with this one. Can't get the distance on it that she wants, so it's O'Callahan with the rejection, but Louise Rossler will put it back into the box and into the hands of Garashi. Ball punted away by Garashi towards the wing, and Rossler only has to shield a little as that ball bounces out for a Garnet throw-in. O'Callahan gets a foot to the throat, but it's recovered by Kingurzo, and she delivers a lovely ball there. Sam Barnes chasing it down in a battle with Houlihan, and Houlihan will just push it out for another Garnet throw-in. Kingurzo will take this one again, so the Garnet will look to throw the ball deep into the box once again. Going towards Kim Kokenmeister, but the ball just drifts to the right and into the hands of Garashi. Garashi punting the ball away. Takes a bounce, and the header's won by Runco as O'Callahan looks to find Runco now. Tap will just try to push the ball out, but it stays in. Now it's Runco on the ball. Runco making a decent run. Looks for a striker in the middle, and that could have been very dangerous, but a great clearance by Moser as Feeney tried to put the ball back into the box. Cleared by Moser once again. Diplomats pushing to get an equalizer at this stage. Hunter's pass intercepted by Grace Taylor. Grace Taylor doing very well to escape pressure and give it to Rossler. Rossler will just push that forward after she faced the pressure of her own. The long ball was pushed forward by Runco, but there was no one to get onto it except for Emma Tapp, who sends it back to her keeper, Chantal Reyes. Now it's Taylor on the ball. Kingurzo looking for Barnes, who gets a flick on, but no one made a run onto it, and Houlihan is forced to clear it as Barnes came sprinting at her. Throw in for the Garnet. Grace Taylor can't get control of that throw-in. It'll be a throw-in for the Diplomats as they launch it forward, trying to spur something, but the ball is cleared by Eleanor Moser. O'Callahan with the throw, and it's not a bad throw as Emma Tapp whiffs on her clearance, and it feels like this is the first time Chantal Reyes has really been called into action this half almost, as she had to come charging out to grab that ball. She'll send it deep. Taylor will try to get a flick on, just misses it. As Hunter finds Adami, who's able to turn past Rossler very well. The Diplomats now playing with a lot of urgency, trying to get that equalizer. And a good job by Rossler to chase Adami down before she can get the cross off. Good recovery there by the outside back. Now it's Hunter looking to cross. Tries to get past both defenders and does. But Moser is able to block her pass into the middle before anything too dangerous happened. Now it's Kokenmeister who has Kovitz running on. Good ball there by Kokenmeister. And now it's a breakaway for the Garnet. And Kovitz tries to give it to Sam Barnes, although she had Kokenmeister running free. That could have been a second one for the Garnet, but a good, quick counterattack for them as they kind of seem to be letting the Diplomats hold on to possession a little more, playing with a little less of that pressure that we saw throughout this game. And I'm not quite sure if that's the team getting tired or the team the tactic that they're using, but now the Diplomats are keeping the ball in the Garnet's half a little more with just over 5 minutes left and just desperately searching for this equalizer. Regis will take her time with this one and then boot it upfield. And the flick on there Barnes couldn't quite chase it down, and Houlihan will just boot it up the wing for another Garnet throw. Just about 5 minutes left in this one, as the Garnet look to hold on or hopefully extend their current 1-goal lead over the Franklin and Marshall Diplomats. Maddie Cairns is on the ball. She'll just play it back to her center back, Moser now. Trying to give it to Rosler, but the bouncing pass was not easy to control. Rosler tried to let it play past her and chase it down, but just a little too strong. Moser looks to clear, gets it to Garris Taylor, who lays it off for Kin Gurzo to clear herself. Now it is a Diplomat throw-in. Adami gets it on the wing, able to keep it in. Gives it to O'Callahan. Hunter looks to send it deep. Header won by Moser, but straight back to O'Callahan. Adami now. Feeney pushing forward. Now it's Runco. Runco running into the box, trying to deliver a ball. Her cross is blocked by Moser. And it will be a corner kick for the Franklin and Marshall Diplomats. Now, Diplomats really kind of owning possession over these last maybe 2 minutes. Really pushing, looking for a goal. Let's see if this Garnet defense can hold. The delivery from O'Callahan. Drifted inwards, but Moser was able to get a foot to it. No one is able to get it out. And now Kokenmeister will chase it down. And the referee calls a foul on, I believe, Emily Adami. And it will be a free kick for the Garnet. As the referee will call for a stoppage of time. Free kick for the Garnet. I had for a second thought that he called a handball there on Kim Kokenmeister, which would have been a penalty for the Diplomats. But instead he called a foul. I believe the handball was called on Adami after Kim's attempted clearance. But a dangerous situation as no one could quite get the ball out. Saved by the referee's whistle. And now, once again, the Diplomats pushing forward. Runco wins the position on Moser. And Moser is called for the foul there. It will be a free kick on the line there for the Diplomats. The referee being very liberal in his use of the vanishing spray to mark the boundaries. The Garnet won't put anyone in the wall for this. They'll just all get on marking. Header won there easily by Grace Taylor. But it's still another cross by O'Callahan. Still with the Diplomats, and a header on goal from Runco, but a great save by Chantal Reyes. As I said, called into action, and she answered the call with gusto. And that could have been a very dangerous situation for the Garnet. With just over 2 minutes left, they might not have had time to find a winner had the Diplomats equalized. Now, Houlihan will try to pass it upfield into the feet of Cairns. And it is Mounts on the ball. Her pass blocked by Anderson. Pushed upfield again. And the referee will call for a shove by Barnes on Feeney. The Diplomats just racing up the field, waiting for the long ball. Just a minute and a half left. And number 11, Delaney Bessel, could not get control of that pass. It'll go out for a Garnet throw. Mounts will send it down the wing. Header won by the Diplomats, but out for another throw-in. As the clock slowly ticks down. Just over a minute left in this one. And the throw-in flies past everyone, and Kokenmeister will chase it down. This could be the icing on the cake. Instead, it'll be pushed out for another Garnet throw. As the Diplomats urge the ball runners to get the ball into play quickly. Kim will leave the throw for Kin Gurzo. Referee will call for the clock to stop with 45 seconds left, as he does not want the Garnet to waste too much time. Gurzo will just throw it, and Kokenmeister will look to shield the ball in the corner and just let the time roll out as much as she can. The call is a goal kick, and there's just half a minute left in this one, as Garashi will rush to get the ball into play. They wasted about 10 seconds there just getting the ball in action. Header won by Kovitz. Referee calls for time and a free kick in the Diplomats' favor. It will be a yellow card, and I'm not sure I'm not sure if that was to Maddie Cairns or to Grace Taylor, but I am surprised by that. I didn't see a foul, let alone a yellow card, but here we are, 16 seconds left in the game. The delivery won by Grace Taylor, but bouncing around, shot by O'Callahan, and the referee will call a goal kick with just 5 seconds left, and the Swarthmore College Garnet will hold on to win this game 1-0. Great way to end the game. Really, the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes maybe a little rough for the Garnet as the Diplomats pushed and pushed, but everything else in between was all Garnet all day. They should count themselves unlucky to only have 1 goal on the field, and the reason that is because Sarah Garashi had a spectacular game in goal. However, it was not enough to hold out the Garnet, who will win this one 1-0 in a fun one to hear at Clothier Field. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Santiago Caicedo. Have a good night.